Martindale, you know, he was a television staple for decades and helped launch Wheel of Fortune. And now the tributes are pouring in for legendary game show host Chuck Woolery. He died at the age of 83. Straight ahead, we will speak to a fellow game show legend who knew Chuck well. Wink Martindale is here with his thoughts.
You have to be bad a little while so you can find out exactly what's good out there for you. When you find out that this one is good for me, I don't have to be bad with the rest, then I'm basically a one-woman man.
How long do you figure that'll take, Carl?
Well, Chuck Woolery at his finest, the iconic host of Love Connection and the first ever host of Wheel of Fortune. The tributes now pouring in after he passed away in his Texas home yesterday at the age of 83. Another broadcasting legend joins us now, Winston Conrad. You know him as Wink Martindale, an iconic radio personality and game show host who joins us. Wink, good to see you, but on this sad occasion, of course. Your thoughts on...
Thank you very much, Eric.
Of course. What are your thoughts on Chuck at his passing?
Well, you know, I could go on for a long time talking about this special person because the passing of Chuck Woolery leaves a huge void in our lives. He was not only a personal friend for a lot of years, but he was a true pro who was the absolute best at his profession. I can't think of anyone who could top the work of Chuck Woolery. I had the pleasure of his friendship from my early days working with Merv Griffin. Chuck and Susan Stafford, of course, were the original hosts of one of the most popular and long-running game shows ever, Wheel of Fortune. And nobody was better than what they did. I'll keep Chuck and his family in my prayers for all time. And may God bless my dear, dear friend, Chuck Woolery. Thanks, Eric.
May God bless him. A lovely, lovely tribute. You guys make it so easy. I mean, think of Chuck Woolery and Monty Hall, Bob Eubanks, Alex Trebek, and on, and you. What is the secret of being a game show host? You've got to be amiable. You got to be funny. You have to move it along. You don't know what's going to happen. It's live to tape. What makes it so pleasurable and comfortable for us to watch?
Well, I've been asked that many times, as you might imagine, and my answer is always the same. First of all, you have to enjoy people. You have to enjoy working with the average person. When a new contestant or a new celebrity walks out on stage, you've got to be the one to engage that person for the next at least a couple of 3 minutes. And although it sounds easy, it's not as easy as it sounds. So I've always enjoyed it. I don't know what I would have done had I not been a game show host. Of course, I started as a DJ, and that just led into the game show hosting world. And I've either, golly, hate to say this, but it's true. I've either hosted or produced 21 different game shows, which I guess tells me that I can't hold a job. I don't know.
You know, you mentioned disc jockeying. I can't let you go without this wonderful story. 1954, July, you're at WHBQ in Memphis, and you walk in at 9 o'clock at night, and there's this record playing on the WHBQ, and you're like, who is that guy? 5 days after, some unknown guy cut a record, I guess it's Sun Records, and Elvis Presley became a friend. How'd you know when you heard him at first but that talent?
Well, I just happened to be at the radio station that night in the summer of 54. I had no idea what was about to transpire. But in walks Dewey Phillips, who was the most popular DJ from 9 to midnight on radio in Memphis. And he has this, it wasn't even a record. They had just cut it a couple hours earlier. It was an acetate of a song called That's All Right Mama. And it turned out to be the very first hit record by this unknown person who would soon be known by the world, Elvis Presley. And I just happened to be there that night, and he became my friend, and we remained friends forever.
Well, Wink Martindale, we thank you, and we thank you for your thoughts on Chuck Woolery and for entertaining us for all these decades. Wink Martindale, wonderful to have you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And of course, we send our condolences to the Woolery family, his wife Kristen, his 4 children, and his many, many fans.